What's going on, guys? Transgay here. So as the release of the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC comes closer and closer, DICE have received several questions from the community about the upcoming expansion pack, and in this video I want to give you guys some of the details of this DLC and break down some of the leaked map layouts. Now, back in December when the DLC pack started to come out, the maps included in those packs didn't all have special evolution events, which we were all expecting to get. So Naval Strike is no different. Instead of trying to wow the audience with destructive events, DICE said that they have been focusing on how players can interact with the levels to create blocked paths for vehicles or make other uses of the environments. An example of this was they said you will be able to close the flood doors to stop vehicles from entering the submarine base and stopping them from capping the objective inside. You can also blow open parts of the crashed airplane to create new cover for infantry. Now, we have all been wondering about the weather effects and how that will be a part of Naval Strike, because as you guys know, seas can be very calm, it could be very stormy, and these things can really change up the gameplay. Now, the studio responded by saying they aren't interested in copying maps like Parasol Storm, so we can probably expect different visual styles and weather on all four of the Naval Strike maps. There will be probably calm seas, stormy weather, and other different weather effects. For instance, on Operation Mortar, you can start fighting in dawn and the map will be lit up by resort lights, but as the fight goes on, the sun will slowly start to come up, similar to the map Wavebreaker. Next, there is some new information on the new vehicle in the Naval Strike DLC, which is the hovercraft, or the ACV. It's a very fast transport vehicle with a driver and a passenger seat that travels seamlessly between water and land. This unique ability has different advantages. For instance, you can maneuver away from attack boats from shortcutting through an island instead of going around it. So this could actually bring in a new element into the game, but I don't think it'll be game changer. But it would be pretty cool just to cross through land on a hovercraft and go back right into the water, because we have never done that in a Battlefield game before. So now on to the leaked images of the map, and firstly I will show you the maps on the screen for you guys to check out. It'll show you the zoomed out version first, and then we'll go into the highly detailed infantry part of the maps. And if you guys want to check the full res images for yourselves, I will link it down below. So first, let's take a look at the map Lost Islands. Now, this map clearly consists of a lot of water surrounding the small cluster of islands. Now, the small cluster of islands is on the lower left of the grouping, which appears to be center and probably the playable part of the map, as it includes the crashed plane in the center of the small islands. I think the rest of the map is just a bunch of land and probably not playable for infantry. DICE has mentioned a number of times that players will be able to destroy a part of the crashed plane to create additional cover for the infantry, so I would be guessing this could be the part of the map's evolution. And slightly above the plane, there is some sort of mountain which looks to have a flat top, and I would guess the larger islands will not be a playable area for infantry, but I think the little parts of those islands will be playable and can only be reached by air. So you can probably expect someone trying to land on this island with a transport helicopter or something to try to snipe you and your team. I'm just really wondering how they'll do game modes like Rush and Domination on this map, since Rush works best when the map is linear, and we can see this map does not seem to be very linear. I'm just very excited to see what will happen because I am a big fan of Rush. I also wonder how Domination will work. Will it consist of one island or two islands, or even just the plane? But I have a feeling it will definitely revolve around the plane because that is the focal point of this map. I'm kind of worried about how infantry will play out on this map because you can really get destroyed by those attack boats when they come in. I just don't see a lot of solid cover for this map. It's just a bunch of trees and rocks, but this is probably not as bad as Wavebreaker, which I am going to show you right now. So with Wavebreaker, it consists of a lot of rocky islands with a large central island that encloses a naval base. The upper island appears to be the shipping docks referred in the products page, and within the naval base it is said to be a dry docked submarine which you can drop on your enemies. I would guess this would be a big part of the map's evolution, and in that you'll probably be able to destroy the support structures under the sub, causing it to crash and kill enemies. The blog post also refers to this map as a massive level, which makes me believe the naval base or the island containing it will consist of multiple vertical levels, as we have seen in some Battlefield 4 urban maps. This would allow of a lot of close quarters combat and flanking routes in what I would otherwise believe appear to be a straightforward-ish type of map. There is also a huge open water area for boats to fight in, so if you're enjoying flying jets and using the attack boats like me, this DLC is definitely for you. TDM or domination will most likely occur in the central island because that is the focal point of the map, but again, I really wonder how rush will work. The map looks like a bit of random grouping of islands, kind of like a circle in a way, and this map could possibly be one of the most infantry friendly because you can probably go inside the naval base, and if you're an infantry guy, you can just get away from the attack boats. The next map we have is Nansha Strike, and Nansha Strike appears to consist of a large central island encircled by smaller islands. The central island appears to be an area which should provide some medium to close range engagement for infantry and around the various structures. If any of these maps include land vehicles such as tanks or mobile AAs, I would believe this will be the one. The lower right island seems to be some kind of helipad, so expect a chopper to spawn with an objective in that area. And it also looks like there's 2 watchtowers, some sort of building located right next to the helipad, so you can probably expect some fighting to be done in those buildings. As indicated, this map will have some sort of storm, though they have claimed the weather they used on these maps will not be the same as they used on others, so I'm still kind of curious how they will change it up from Parcel Storm. Also, you can probably expect a fair amount of this map to be beyond these islands to be playable, at least for vehicles, and as Naval Strike's products page claimed, this is the largest open ocean stretch in a Battlefield map yet. Overall, this map feels like there's a lot of solid cover in the central area, so that's probably where TDM and domination will take place. Rush, on the other hand, may take place just in the central island because the other islands are quite far away and I don't think they'll want to put everyone on boats. And lastly, we have Operation Mortar. Now, Operation Mortar is an abandoned cliffside resort with breathtaking vista. The Battlefield blog post on Naval Strike states that the weather evolution on this map will involve a rising sun similar to Dawnbreaker. At the start of the round, it will be dawn, and the map will supposedly be lit by lights of the resort, but as the match continues, the sun will start to rise, and the tropical islands will be drenched in sunlight. I am pretty curious about just how dark it'll actually get in the start. Will it be kind of like nighttime? I'm also pretty curious about how much of the resort buildings will be open to close quarter combat. And lastly, you can see the little huts at the lower left side of the map, which we have seen before in the preview image. This map could probably be pretty friendly for rush. You can probably attack up the hill towards the denser forest area, and this map could be also very infantry friendly because of the main part of the island in the center, but I feel like this map will lack solid cover. They will probably place domination or TDM in the center area or near the huts, but both ways will probably work. So that about covers it, and I'm pretty excited for this DLC, so don't forget to check back to my channel when the DLC is actually released. I will have gameplay of all the 4 maps and gameplay of the hovercraft relatively quickly for you guys. Again, everything is linked down below if you want to double check for yourselves. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.